with nanopayments, we can have payments that are under $1 and they are economically viable. And at scale, the velocity of money, the number of transactions, whatever, it brings you an untapped potential of new business models.
Everybody, welcome to Hashing It Out. I'm your host, Becky Liggero. And before we get started today, I wanted to remind you to please hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you do not miss another episode of Hashing It Out. And so now I would like to introduce you to our guest for this episode. It is Alex Agut, the co-founder and the CEO of HandCash. Alex, welcome. We're so happy to have you here today.
Hello, Becky. No, I'm so glad to be here and also to have another interview with you.
Yay! And we are in Dubai.
After all this time.
After all this time, oh my God, it's been
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Oh my God, a lot of time.
A long time. I'm on Alex withdrawal, so now I've got you. And we're here in Dubai, in fact, at the AIBC, which is really cool. We have you speaking on stage, and we're warming up the scene for the Global Blockchain Convention that we're having here at the end of May. So let us talk about HandCash, especially micropayments, and the way that you allow frictionless movement amongst the apps in your ecosystem. So give us, first of all, the elevator pitch of HandCash for our audience, in case they're not familiar with it.
Yeah, so HandCash is a very easy to use Bitcoin wallet, which allows users to connect to apps and games. And the cool thing is that it allows to spend and earn money directly without having to deal with complicated addresses or scan QR codes. So it's very cool for developers also because they can keep their UX intact, and we can just add the payments at the top of our button.
Amazing. And I was watching an interview with you and Isaac Morehouse, and he was saying that it has a normie interface, right? So like a normal person, in other words, can just jump onto HandCash and they can use it without getting scared by anything blockchain or crypto or anything like this. So you've done a really good job with that. How do you make it easy for people to use?
By reducing all the friction on all the things that they're not used to on regular payment apps. Just like, for example, we removed the 12 words. They are so typical in crypto, but the problem is that people were losing them all the time. So it was a no-go for us. We had to find a solution while remaining non-custodial. And it's something that satisfies both sides. Another thing that we did was that because we use the Bitcoin BSV blockchain, we don't have to worry about unreliability of the network, unreliable fees. So all the payments are instant, super cheap. The best of it is that everything's super reliable on that network. And it allows us to outsource this technology to companies. And these companies, really rely on us having a great uptime and being always available and always working. And that's what the BSV blockchain provides to us.
Yeah, you guys have been doing such an amazing job. And I think the first time we talked, you were saying you want your grandmother to be able to use this.
Yeah.
It's so easy. You have an email address. I think you input your phone number and that's all you really need to do. It's so amazing. And I think one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you today, besides the fact that it's super easy to use, is that HandCash really takes advantage of the micropayment functionality of the BSV blockchain in particular. But for the gambling industry and the gaming industry, let's break it down a bit. Why micropayments are exciting for them?
They're great because for one particular reason is that they provide you with an extra revenue stream that you may never have before. So there are new business models like ILP, which is like instant leaderboard payouts. And there are a lot of new business models that you can create with micropayments, which were never possible before. So that can create you new revenue streams of revenue, sorry. And the other side is that we remove a lot of friction from payments, and especially for the first time that the users use your app. So if you're a casino app, if you have to ask a user to deposit $100 to get started, and then they retain your money, and then you have to withdraw, and it takes like 4 or 5 days, and comply with KYC and all that stuff, super complicated. With HandCash, you can just connect to any of these casino apps like Peer Game. It allows you to spend right when you need it instead of having to deposit your money into many different services.
Yeah.
So you have all the money always in HandCash, and you just pay for everything you need instantly.
Yeah, and I know that in the gambling industry, traditionally payments has been such a pain point for operators, and the more touch points you have, the greater your chance of losing a customer.
And also one of the pain points for the gaming industry is that typically with any fiat based network or backend. The problem is you have a lot of layers of fiat, and especially with casinos, whatever, one of those layers may have an issue with you, and so it gets much more complicated. With Bitcoin, we allow to peer-to-peer payments, so it's the user paying the casino directly. You don't have any intermediaries, and that's very cool because it removes a lot of friction, removes a lot of headaches, and most of all, it removes a lot of cost.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as your app ecosystem grows over in HandCash, I think it's just going to be so easy for your users to jump from one app to the next, which I think for our audience to understand, Peer Game is an example of one of the apps. But then that same user they don't need to sign up again, and then they can start using all the others, which there's a whole bunch of them now.
Yeah.
So you don't have to enter the freaking password, the this, the that, enter it. Oh my God, it makes things so much easier. It's amazing. Yeah. But if we go back to the micropayments, can you actually define our audience? What does a micropayment even mean?
Well, we in HandCash we use the word nanopayment, and there's a particular reason why. When people think about micropayments, it's typically associated to a payment that's between $1 and $10, and normally only from the user's pocket to the developer's pocket. But with nanopayments, we can have payments that are under $1, and they are economically viable, and at scale, the velocity of money, the number of transactions, whatever, brings you an untapped potential of new business models. Just like, for example, this is the kind of example that everybody understands. When you are on Twitter and you see you see that there's an article that's trending, and this is from the New York Times. You enter the website and you cannot read the article because it asks you for a $10 per month subscription. And what if the New York Times added something like HandCash, and you could pay just like 20 cents and read the article? So they would not be leaving money on the table, and users would maybe grow into getting a subscription because they've seen that the premium content is worth it after paying for a few times. So I think there's a lot of untapped potential for many industries, which rely on business models that are failing to them, and they know that they're failing to them, but crypto has not been the answer. And we think the answer is using crypto, but for the rest of us.
Yeah. And when it comes to the gambling industry, I mean, it would be so cool to be able to bet like a penny on a slot spin or something like this. And so then it just makes it fun. You're not risking your whole, savings account or something like that. And the instant payout, right? You can just keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah, and as you said, payouts. I think one of the different factors with HandCash is that payouts are instant, and it's very different from your typical. Imagine if you're a creator on YouTube or Patreon, you only get paid once you get to a threshold, and then they take like 30% of the revenue. So with HandCash or apps that run on the BSV blockchain, you can get paid straight from users. From your audience, and you don't have to wait. You can reinvest immediately with a marketing campaign. Also pay them BSV to reach more audience, so they pay you more, so you then reinvest more. So this is something that you can only create with BSV at the time, and we have a few applications that are doing this, and it's great because you are reinvesting live into your growth. And that's great for businesses. This is a business proposition that goes beyond crypto, and you can convince any company to actually buy into this concept.
Yeah, I love this. And actually, HandCash was what got me into using the BSV apps, because I signed up with HandCash, and then I went to Tonic Pow, and I promoted actually my own articles via CoinGeek. And then I took that BSV and I started trying out Peer Game and Haste and all of this. So it works. If I can do it, you guys can do it. But what about people in the audience that don't want to use BSV? They don't really deal in crypto. Are they able to use the services of HandCash?
I mean, they can still use it. I mean, it's just a matter of admitting that, there's a technology that provides them value. And, if you want to be tribal and if you put your flag before utility, then it's up to you. But we understand that this is a concern, especially for companies, not so much for users. Users like, if they get paid, they like it. But for companies, the problem is that the revenue they get, they worry a lot about taxes and volatility and all of this stuff. So we're looking into ways of mitigating that. We're testing internally stable coins and other things that we can use for businesses and also for users. It's complicated, but we're getting there. The thing is that when we started HandCash, we had the vision that we wanted to be like the Wii for crypto. So just like the Wii didn't try to compete with PlayStation, Xbox, and the PC games, which were all competing for the same audience, we tried to build something that reaches, all these 99% of people that don't care about crypto. So I think we need total abstraction, and if that means going to dollars, euros, whatever, running on top of this network, as long as it's feasible and we figure out a way of doing it without, killing our use cases, we are going to do it.
And you have Fiat on-ramps now, yeah?
Yeah. We you can now top up with your credit card, debit card. I think it's already available in 14 countries, and will be basically everywhere except typical North Korea, Iraq, or whatever. But because they're on blacklist, I don't have anything against them. It's just that their payment provider doesn't allow it. So it's been very popular, and we've people have been topping up consistently. Way more the next week versus the previous week. We see that there's a huge demand for it, and the cool thing is that it solves a big problem for us, which was that we were onboarding people, but if they didn't get BSV from a friend or something, it was very hard to get started. So this closes the loop. So people can just get started with HandCash, top up $5 without KYC or whatever, and get started using Peer Game in about 2 minutes.
I love that. I want to thank you, Alex, because you are the one, you guys at HandCash, that got me comfortable with playing around with the app ecosystem, playing around with all the cool innovations happening on the BSV blockchain. So thank you.
It's all about having fun.
Exactly. And you guys can do the exact same thing. I encourage you. And Alex, honestly, like I said, so amazing to see you. And also great to be in Dubai. Keep up the awesome, awesome work. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys so much for watching. This is Becky Liggero for CoinGeek.com.
This May, in Dubai, the BSV Global Blockchain Convention will bring together communities and unveil new breakthrough technologies. You'll be ushered into a world of collaboration and innovation where you can network with hundreds of expert practitioners, pioneer thinkers, leaders, professionals, and entrepreneurs. Learn from forward-thinking brands and startups. Discover functional applications that enhance end-user experiences and create value and utility. The BSV Global Blockchain Convention is your gateway to engaging with scalable on-chain solutions and building long-lasting business partnerships. Turn ideas into reality. Propel your business forward. Join us at the BSV Global Blockchain Convention, May 24 to 26 in Dubai.
Life is short. Get out and get active. Immerse yourself in sound. Play hard and taste delight. Share your moments. Live a life of style. Activate your lifestyle. Shop your favorite brands with Bitcoin SV. Activate your lifestyle with CentB today.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today, but what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Bitcoin 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Hashing It Out. For more from the show, click here. For more from the CoinGeek channel, click here. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you do not miss any future shows from the CoinGeek channel.